subscribe for a new video every day. CIA drops Russiagate bombshell. The media is stunned. Despite being a focal point of media attention, many conservatives have suspected the Trump-Russia narrative to be a dubious one at best. Finally, it seems as if there is concrete evidence which definitively proves that the alleged collusion never really happened. C.I.A Director Mike Pompeo said that Russian interference in the 2016 election did not have a meaningful impact on the election outcome. The intelligence community's assessment is that the Russian meddling that took place did not affect the outcome of the election. According to the Daily Caller, in addition to making the above comment, the C.I.A director added that he could not think of anything more important than the impartiality and integrity of elections, although he believes that the Russians did desire to influence our election. In one way or another, it wasn't to such an extent that the outcome of the election was actually swayed. Until there is a new leader in Russia, I suspect it will be a threat an awfully long time, added Pompeo, saying that the Russians have been at this an awfully long time. These comments from the intelligence director concur with an earlier assessment conducted by the U.S. intelligence community that indicated that the types of systems Russian actors targeted or compromised were not involved in vote tallying, as reported by another Daily Caller article. Back in January, the Department of Homeland Security found no evidence that the Russians had interfered with the 2016 election. Rather, the report suggested that Putin's aim was to denigrate what seemed like an impending Clinton presidency. Moscow's approach evolved over the course of the campaign based on Russia's understanding of the electoral prospects of the two main candidates. When it appeared to Moscow that Secretary Clinton was likely to win the election, the Russian influence campaign began to focus more on undermining her future presidency, read the report. President Donald Trump himself said that there was absolutely no effect on the outcome of the election, including the fact there was no tampering whatsoever with voting machines at the time. However, in a previous interview, the president said that Putin would have preferred Hillary Clinton over himself as president. He cites her weak leadership, belief in a reduced military, as well as a desire to remain energy dependent on foreign nations, such as Saudi Arabia and Qatar. Both are nations that have contributed money to her foundation. There were already a number of indications that the Russian interference story was lacking in substance well before this recent finding from the C.I.A. According to Project Veritas, investigative reporters managed to tape a CNN producer admitting that most of the Russian narrative was not based on evidence and was mainly discussed on air to produce ratings. C.I.A. director says that the Russian interference in the election did not affect the outcome. Do you believe him? I mean, it's mostly right now, said CNN producer John Bonifield on camera. Like, we don't have any giant proof. I just feel like they don't really have it, but they want to keep digging. And so I think the president is probably right to say, like, look, you are witch hunting me. You have no smoking gun. You have no real proof, he added. How much longer the mainstream news outlets will continue to try to peddle this crumbling narrative is yet to be seen. But ordinary Americans are starting to wake up to the truth behind the 2016 election.